Welcome back to Dad's Foxbody Garage. I had a little technical difficulty when first started working on Calypso here. Battery was dead in GoPro. So did a little work off camera. Let me bring you up to speed now that we're charged up here. So we did get Calypso to fire off. Finished up the fuel system on her. Show you, basically went with the same thing as I had. Oh Lordy. Got a whole new fuel filter. It's Jigs. No, it was Summit brand, I believe. Looks exactly like the Fram that was on there. So couldn't get any parts, obviously, for the Fram that I had. But this one sealed up no problem. It did have a little bit different of a crush ring or crush washer than the one I had for the Fram filter. It had like rubber on one side and then copper on the other, and rubber went against the housing and copper went against the bolt, and sealed up just fine. So really happy about that, you know, being able to fire the car off again. Like I said last week, I like to wrap up one thing at a time because it seems to get overwhelming for me anyways if I don't finish something up before I go on to something else. And if something's ripped apart for too long, you know, I want to get it back together. But the good news is the hood closes on Calypso with that 1/2 inch spacer. I'm not saying it might be touching, but the hood goes down and it doesn't hit on it. But you know, maybe when you jump on it, it might touch the hood. But we're just not going to worry about that. And I did. I rerouted the vacuum lines accordingly. So the base plate that I put the port in, drilled and tapped that. That goes right over to the brake booster like it should. And then I have a T coming up off the manifold, the back of the manifold where the EGR would go on. I have a port there as well, and that goes to my power valve reference. And then I also have it teed to go to vacuum line that's inside the car for the heat exchanger type thing, you know, your valve, your switch, I should say, vacuum switch. So hopefully when the time comes I can hook that up, we'll be able to have heat and drive it in the fall or early spring. So that was good with that. So we got the hood closing, the fuel system complete, and I went on to patching the area in the floor that we ended up finding when we were welding on the subframe connectors. It was on the passenger side. Couldn't see it from when we were inside the car because the old sound deadening covered it up, and I think that may be the culprit of the rust, was that sound deadening just kind of seals everything in. I don't know. I mean, the car's 35 years old, right? So, or 30 years old. Anyway, so I started, let me spin this around here, started cutting it out and beating in a patch panel there. So it's going as well as, you know, messing around with sheet metal with your head jammed in a hole with, you know, 40-degree temperatures can go. But getting there. The one on the right, I can maneuver that around, and I'm probably going to put a couple little zip screws in it to hold it, and then tack it in, and then just seam seal it up. I'm not going to continuous weld that thing. I mean, if I seam seal it top and bottom, it's good enough. I mean, I'm not planning on driving it in the rain. I might get caught once in a while, but cut out the bad stuff anyways. And I got one more patch to go in there, but it's coming along. What I'm using for patch is just this, I got a sheet of whatever thickness that was. The same stuff I used on the other side. Made myself a cardboard pattern here. Mark it out with my my Sharpie here, and just cut it out with the little smoke saw here. But it's getting kind of cold. Started out real nice today. Well, real nice. It was 40, but it was sunny. But we lost our sun, and I'm getting kind of cold, so I'm gonna fire up the old leg burner 3000 again, and get to work. Probably leave the door open, just aim it at me, because I don't want to. I'm gonna be using this thing, and I don't want to stink it up in here. But I got one more patch to go, and then on to pulling the passenger seat out, I guess, and start putting down the new kill mat, and wrapping up the passenger side anyways. I think the next thing to do, well, after I get the passenger side, I'll hop over to the driver's side, pull that seat out, do that kill mat, and then I want to start looking at my wiring. If you remember, I've married like old school in with new school, and never did wire in the key for a start. I just have a push button. I think I want to go back to key, but I also want to leave maybe a couple toggles inside the armrest where I can shut off the fuel pump and the ignition, or I may have a fuel pump. Maybe I should leave the fuel pump out, fuel pump switch out and accessible, so if I gotta hit it quick, I can hit it. That probably sounds like a better idea. Anyhow, I'm just trying to figure this out as I go. Because again, this is a bit of a Frankenstein car. There's no inertia switch or anything like that, so I should probably have a fuel pump safety out. It is nice to be able to, like, when the car is hot, I can crank it over. I give it 2 pumps, start cranking, and I hit the ignition and it fires right up, because again, I am running at 25 degrees fixed timing. And when it's hot, it could backfire or be hard to start, but I've never had a problem as long as I do that. But I'm gonna get back to it. I'm cold, and I'm gonna fire this heater up here and get back to work. Alright guys, so what we've done is molded the patches to the floor best I could, just beating it with a hammer, and made some templates from the cardboard, and test fit them, put some self-tapping screws in, made sure everything was happy, pulled it back out, went up to O'Reilly's and picked up some seam sealer, put a bead of seam sealer down because I'm doing a lap joint. I was thinking maybe I'll weld this in and like screw it and weld it, but I think I'm making too big a project here. If this was like a customer car, or like my white LX here, I wouldn't be doing it this way, but this is, theoretically my street car, slash race car, it's been a Michigan car, I believe, its whole life. I just want to make it strong and stop the corrosion and all that, and move forward. Same with like doing the stuff on the body work. I'm going to do it the same way. I'm going to stop the corrosion, do the best I can with what I got, and move forward. So this is what we look like right now. Oh, once I put these back in place, I put a bead of seam sealer around the edges, and then just kind of took like a stiff bristle brush and kind of brushed it flat into the seam, and should be plenty good enough. That seam sealer is she doesn't like to move a whole lot when it's 35 degrees out. I'll tell you that right now. Trying to get it out of that tube, it was a real chore. You know, I'm like, is this thing all solid? You know, I was gonna put it in front of a heater or something to warm it up, but I think now I'm gonna put some kill mat down and roll it in, kind of roll that stuff flat even more, and probably call it a day, because again, it's now a little after 4, so I've been out here 3 hours or so, and the sun is gone and I'm getting cold, so I'll catch you up in a minute. Alright, so here's the final result here. I left this piece off here to the right because I want to get a new plug for the drain or whatever that thing's for before I put the kill mat down. But I think it turned out pretty good. It's sound. It's sealed. That's all I wanted to accomplish, really. So basically the same thing as I did to the other side, but the other side I did put a couple tacks on, but I had seam sealed that whole thing. So now it's just a matter of putting kill mat throughout, and then I'm going to sweeten up the wiring a little bit. Like I was saying, you know, I have my own fuse box here for everything that I have wired in. You know, I have my own fuel pump relay and all that wired into switches, and I'm probably going to hide that up underneath the console there in the front. Get it out of the way of the side there, so it's not just like buried in carpet. If I do have to change something, I want it somewhat accessible, so I'll probably, you know, keep it somewhere where I can still get at it. But that's it for today. I'm gonna clean up my mess and pull the Stormtrooper back in and go warm up. But thanks again for watching. Please like and subscribe. Just want to encourage guys to get out and work on their cars, enjoy the hobby. You know, Michigan is the way it is, right, with weather. So, you know, I don't really gauge what I do based on that too much. I just maybe get out in the garage in shorter intervals, you know. But you know, don't be afraid to do stuff like this on your cars, you know, unless you got a show car or something like that, like I said. But you know, if you got Michigan cars, you're gonna find spots that are a little questionable, you know, and you know, cut them out and get rid of the bad stuff, put in new metal, and away you go, guys. If you remember when we did the subframe connectors on this car, we found a little spot in the old, I think it was in the rear area, where we had to cut out part of the frame, a small little piece, patch in a new piece. You know, it wasn't structural, it was just, you know, a spot that collected water or salt or whatever. And you know, we go on with our day. You know, if you got a driver like I do, you know, both of them are drivers, but this one's, you know, just for going fast, right? Playing around, street car. Don't be afraid to work on them, you know. Cut something out, weld something in. You know, it's just a bunch of nuts and bolts, guys. So please send me messages. I'll put my my email up here. Love to see your ride, see what you're up to, and again, like and subscribe, because that's important, you know, as far as the YouTube thing goes, you know. But do like all the messages, and you know, love to chat, you know, about anything you got going on, or about what I have, or it's just anything. And if you'd like to buy some merch, you'll see the new hat. Go to my my web page here, and everything's available. Hats aren't available, but send me an email and we'll make that happen. So again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.